The new best LR in the game, but how should you build Super Vegito's hidden potential? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we have the LR Super Vegito, the 10th anniversary LR, and probably one of the best units we've seen in the game in a long time. I mean, he is quite literally gapping the game at the moment. So the question is, well, with a unit this good, how should you build his hidden potential? So in this video, we're going to go over what I believe are to be his best builds. But let's start by talking about his conditions. So we want to start with his build as Super Saiyan Goku, because we got to kind of deal with all of that. So as Super Saiyan Goku, it's important to note that he is stacking attack while in Super Saiyan Goku, and while there, he's getting attack and defense 200%. He's getting key 2 per type key sphere obtained. He's also giving 40% support to earth protecting heroes and Potara. He has a damage reduction rate of 50% for 3 turns from his entry turn. He also gets 200% attack and damage reduction 20%. He also gets effective against all types with 10 or more key, and he launches an additional attack with 20 or more key. He also gets damage reduction rate 20% and launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. And he can exchange with Vegeta starting from the 4th turn. Once exchanged into Vegeta, where is it? Not special fusion. Goku, gotta get used to that it being over there. So once you shift into Vegeta, now you're more defensive. Now you are stacking defense while also being able to get 200% attack and defense guaranteed, damage reduction continued, all right, even after the 3 turns, getting an additional key 2 per type key sphere obtained, keeping the support, an extra 100% attack, and an extra 20% damage reduction. From there, we've also got an additional super attack with 20 or more key, and as the first attacker, he gets guarding all attacks and a 70% chance to launch an additional super, versus Goku doing the additional supers in 2nd or 3rd slot. So basically the idea is exchange, stack with Goku, exchange, stack with Vegeta, exchange back to Goku with one of them, and then the other one we would keep as Vegeta. Once you exchange back to Goku, then you want to go ahead and conduct your special fusion and transform into Vegito. Once you transform into Vegito, we no longer have a 12 key. We're just launching 18 keys non-stop, but you know, we can only do this for a couple of turns. Now once we are in the Vegito form, we now fully recover HP once only. We have attack defense 300%. We have an additional 3 key per type key sphere obtained, guarding, damage reduction 60%, additional ultra super attack guaranteed, and keeping the support. On top of that, every time he performs an attack, he gets 20% crit up to 100. Every time he receives an attack, he gets 10% attack within the turn, and he also counters with ferocious power while also having a scouter, right? Typical Vegito stuff. On top of that, he does have an active skill that you do want to use right away that gives him ultimate damage, 300% defense, and it is a target skill. So for a character like Vegito here, who has counters, target skills are a godsend for them. That basically guarantees a crap ton of damage in the turn because all attacks will be directed toward him. So the question is, with this character, what do you want to build him? Well, it's actually pretty easy, right? It should be fairly obvious that additionals is the way to go. In fact, he really doesn't even need crit, and the only reason I put him in is because he doesn't really need dodge either. That's just our secondary, but that's kind of what I think the best build is, and we'll kind of show you why here, so hang on. So when we come over to the hidden potential page on the Dokkan Wiki, we can see here that as a tech type, he has innate additional attack. So you want to build into that, right? Or, I'm sorry, he has innate crit, right? He's always going to have that 5 crit, meaning you would think you would want to build in crit. I apologize. But actually, you want combo attack, right? Additional attack out of him. So as a tech type, he's only going to get 15, meaning with full skill open veterans, which is what I got him, you get 25, right? So at 15, he's only getting a 30% chance to do an additional. At 25, he's getting a 50%. So you do want to invest in much of that as you can. Now, it is worthy of note that, you know, he doesn't need critical hit because as Goku, he has effective against all types, and as Vegito, he has guaranteed critical hits. Vegeta is probably the only one that really needs it, but even then, he's not that offensive, right? The offensive unit is Goku. So, I mean, if you're in Vegeta form, it's not really that necessary because he's more focused on stacking defense. So really, additionals is the way to go, and then you could probably go sub evasion or critical hit if you really need it. He's so powerful that evasion really doesn't, I mean, it won't make a difference for him, really, in terms of offense and defense, where he's at and where he's gonna be once he transforms into Vegito. It's also worthy of note, if we flip back over here to in-game, that when in the Vegito form, you know, he is no longer stacking like he did before, right? So, you know, additional attacks, while they won't continue the stack, they will help him launch those extra 18 keys, and that's important because those 18 keys are dealing mega colossal instead of just colossal damage. It's also important to note that he is a anniversary LR, which means by the end of the anniversary, he should have his own special equips, which will likely also give him the more additionals up to level 6, as well as some defensive orbs, which will help them out a lot. So that is my recommend build for Vegito. Seems obvious, but you know, sometimes it's got to be said. If you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know, how did you build your LR Teq Vegito? Would love to see the builds you guys came up with in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.